Thank you, Mr. President. Members, it's been a long day, and I've got about an hour and a half drive home after this. I'm going to cut all of my comments very short. These education savings accounts will be expensive. Every state that has done it has increased their budget. Indiana, one of the first states, is looking to double their budget for these voucher programs. Arizona's costs have gone up nearly 1,400%. I tried, but they will not have parental rights or protections. They will not have protections with students with disabilities. The disabilities groups will tell you that many of these protections that they have in their 504 and other things, they don't transfer to private schools. There will be no testing requirements like we do on our public schools, so there will be very little accountability. There'll be no curriculum oversight. We're leaving it all up to the parents. And then we talk about this, how this is going to improve failing schools and empower parents, but I'm not sure how. We heard how this won't help or hurt the funding of the tax dollars, but we have to understand that it's being funded from the same general revenue accounts that funds our public schools. And as my colleague Senator Miles said, it's going to force our schools to do more with less. Senator Perry said it well. He said certain costs, like keeping the lights on, won't change after losing attendance funding. Additionally, we have to understand general revenue is like a pie. We allocate our largest slice. These ESIs will be a slice of that pie, and as a slice gets bigger, something's going to have to give. No, it's going to be our public school system taking the damage from both sides, with a slice of the pie eating from a majority of families who might already be affording private schools. We heard a lot about the 90% set aside, but that 90% set aside is a cap that no more than 90% of the students be make up of these priorities. But it does allow for as many as necessary, or as many as apply, that can come from students at large. Currently in other states, more than half of the students are students who were already in private schools. We heard how we've injected historic amounts of dollars into our public education system, but context is very key because these budget decisions don't come in a vacuum. And so even with the $10 billion that we have invested this year, we're still behind on the special education funding. And we heard earlier when we tried to pass an amendment just to bring us up to catch up with inflation, that it would cost us $14 billion. So if we haven't kept up with inflation, the $10 billion more that we've increased hasn't kept us up with what we were spending since 2019. And we have to understand that we're a fast growth state. So yes, we keep putting more money in it because we have more kids. We have 5.4 million kids. And the longer we wait to keep or to index what we put into public schools, the more expensive it's going to be. So, members, I know what the vote's going to be, but I hope that we're able to cut through the rhetoric and the narrative, and let's read the bill and understand what the real impacts are going to be. And I'm not sure how this is really financially a conservative bill where we're taking dollars and propping up people who may be already in an educational setting that is the right one for them, but we're just now going to subsidize that. And we talk about it being parental empowerment and choice, but what about the taxpayers who are being asked to share and subsidize that cost? I think that as we represent all Texans here in the Texas Senate, we have large districts where we're thinking about the state as a whole. We have to be thinking about what we have not been completely paying for. We've underfunded special education. We have not funded fully our school safety bills. And I think this is why our public schools are telling us not to pass this. So obviously I'll be voting against this, and I want to thank you for your time and indulging me. I understand you have reasons for this, but I'm concerned that just like when we think, some of us, that we're trying to put forward something common sense in an area that you feel might be just the nose under the tent, this will be eventually, if this passes, the nose under the tent, and pretty soon we'll have the whole camel in there as well. Thank you.